because tape delay sucks. This is the Agree to Disagree show on the New American Media because the old American media has failed. The old American media is trash. The old American media was on full display with Fox News. I'm telling you, you click it on and you see Mike Pence up there and you see just a repetition of just ridiculous Fox framing right off the jump. And you go, how is this still a thing? How is this even still a thing? How are they leading with like abortion and climate change? The nation is in great peril. They're trying to indict the former president who's running, who's in first place, and they're not even mentioning it. They might get to it later down the road, but welcome to the old American media versus the new American media. We're going to break down what happened in the debates. We're going to break down the show-stealing program, the interview with Tucker Carlson and President Trump, and all of the other stories of the day, including who was the clear winner of the debates. Are there only two candidates that really understand their base? Did Trump make the right decision ducking the debate and interviewing with Tucker instead? Would people rather watch Trump on Tucker than the Republican debate? I mean, it's kind of lockdown. Should they come back to stop the spreading of, things? Should we break out the masks again because they worked so well before? Think a mosquito flying through a chain link fence, folks. And also standing in the street and blocking traffic is a great way to fight derpy change. All of these topics and more. Oh, it doesn't sound right. Oh, thank you, Blake. I appreciate you. Here, let's do this. Let's go
Plug
ahead.
in the good microphone.
Yeah.
You sound a little hollow. Like you're on an old rotary phone or something.
Ring, ring. Hello.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that
Hi,
sounds
everybody.
way better. All right,
Yeah,
welcome
Blake,
back.
Blake's a hell of a producer. Thank you, Blake. I appreciated that show note in real time. So anyway, these stories and more are going to be brought to you today by the New American Media. And joining us is this guy. His name is Blake, formerly known as Blake the Eccentric Walley. Now he's known as TV's Blake Walley, or he's Blake east of the Rockies. I don't know. Blake, welcome to the program. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well, Brian. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you.
Day.
It is a historic day. Have the mug shots come in. We'll get to that in a second. But really quick, if you are not following Blake, you should do so. He's a little less aggressive than he used to be on Twitter these days, but he's still active. So you should follow him as at TV's Blake Walley. You can go back to Eccentric99. Is that account still up? Does it still exist, Blake?
I don't know if it'll connect, but I mean, the whole history of my Twitter is there. Yeah, I should write a book of some of my old roasts and tweets, but
Blake, that's a great idea.
So many people, right?
That's a great idea. Do an entire book of just you roasting other people.
You trolling, yes.
I think it would be fun. That's a great idea. How long would it take you to knock out what are you saying? 150 pages, 200 pages, 300 pages?
I don't think it'd have to be that much. I'm sure I could do just 40 pages of
at
roasts
least 100
trolls.
Because
at least 100. No one's gonna read it then. You got to keep it simple.
What?
Something that you can download an episode off you can just download it on your phone. No, I don't need to be that long.
Well, I like the concept regardless. Kenneth is chiming in saying Blake the Hair Walley. Yeah, that's almost like a wrestler from the 80s. I like that name, Blake the Hair Walley. But yes, if you're watching live, we encourage you to join the conversation where we ask for a mostly civil conversation. And thank you so much to the people in the chat room, including Dreamer Ultra and Kenneth B. Make sure you're following the New American Media. We're on Rumble, the New American Media. We are on Truth Social, the New American Media. We are on YouTube, the New American Media. We are on Spotify, the Agree to Disagree Show. We are on Instagram, the New American Media, and all the other things. Telegram, look for TNAM and TNAM Chat. Same with Signal. And follow us in all of the places because it's about to get spicy, folks. Things are getting very interesting across the globe. So, yes, without further delay. Oh, well, I guess Blake is at TV's Blake Walley and then also thenextlevelnews.com. Make sure you are following him at his archive site where all of his gonzo journalism from his early days is set up for you to enjoy. So let's jump into the program and get to our first topic.
Okay.
All right. Well, obviously the kind of the news of the day, we're all trying to unpack what happened at the debates. We're trying to discuss the Trump Tucker interview that really one-upped the debates. Let's just be honest. These guys are polling 1% and 2% if they're lucky. Don't know their names, don't know how to spell them, can't remember what state they represented. Really, Larry Elder should have been a part of it. He had name recognition, and he's been pushing the conservative cause for a long time. But all that stuff aside, the biggest story in the world right now, the biggest story in American politics specifically, is what's going on with President Trump. President Trump is what? He's expected to turn himself into this crazy fanny lady. And, you know, we're trying to figure out, what are the Republicans doing? Who are these people? Is anybody going to step in and defend the person who is head and shoulders? What's he polling? 50, 60, 65%, depending on the poll that you look at. It's not even close. It's a President Trump campaign, and we're just living in this world. Will the Republicans do a single thing to help him? So, Blake, here's the question. Agree or disagree that House Republicans should launch a probe into Fulton County indictments?
Yes, to which I would absolutely agree. And in fact, that's another stolen headline out of the Federalist. Let's see if I can pull that one up here.
Well, I wouldn't say it's stolen. If it's attributed, it is shared. It's shared.
Yeah. So House Republicans have already launched a probe into Fulton County's politically motivated Trump indictments. So Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee sent another one of those harshly worded letters, this time to Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis on Thursday, demanding the Democrat prosecutor provide answers over her indictment of former President Donald Trump and his associates. Here's the quote. Your indictment and prosecution implicate substantial federal interests, and the circumstances surrounding your actions raise serious concerns about whether they are politically motivated, the letter reads. This, of course, comes after Willis announced her office would be charging Trump and 18 of his associates for what she claims was an attempt to conspire to conduct and participate in a criminal enterprise. So, 98 pages for questioning an election. So, there's going to be a problem, of course. Let's see if I can pull this one up. I got another one out of Natural News, and it's from Andrew McCarthy, I guess, who's does not really actually like Donald Trump, but he did reveal there's a giant hole in this case, which proves his innocence. So as a prominent conservative attorney, Andrew McCarthy, a Trump basher, wrote an article blowing up the attorney Fani Willis's garbage indictment, and it turns out there's a problem. Let's get to the meat here. So why is, this is from his own words, why has District Attorney Willis invoked Georgia's version of the federal Racketeers, the RICO, Racketeer Influence in Corrupt Organizations Act, which is typically applied to mobsters engaged in the familiar rackets of murder, extortion, trafficking, and stolen goods, gambling, prostitution, and so on? Because there's a giant hole in her case, the lack of a clear crime to which Trump and his co-defendants can plausibly be said to have agreed. So, this is, briefly puts aside the RICO and explains in full detail what a conspiracy means. It's an agreement to violate a criminal statute, and it takes at least two people. There must be a meeting of the minds about the crime. That is the objective of the conspiracy. If there does not exist an agreement regarding the crime, a conspiracy does not exist. So questioning the election and debating whether there should be a recount, that is not a criminal conspiracy. That is not a bunch, all these associates sitting in a room trying to figure out how they're going to, pull one over on Georgia. That isn't what happened. So this is just a political stunt trial. And I guess we're going to get a mugshot. But there doesn't seem to be much there. So, it's time to run this probe and, let it run its course. Maybe Trump can bring up some interesting things at this trial, and we'll see. They're going to try. I think it's only going to help him again and all of his associates.
Well, you agreed here. I'm going to go ahead and disagree.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree. We don't part ways all that often, 10% of the time, 5%, 3%. I don't know, just whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I am so over probes and investigations and launching inquiries and petitions. Nope, none. A demand for her indictment and resignation immediately, her arrest immediately, harassment, political intimidation, election interference, go to treason. Enough already. Do it to Bragg, do it to Fannie, do it to all of these punks, because you got Arizona lining up for the next one. You got, did Bowser's go through yet in DC? I can't even keep track. I can't even keep, because it's like all the 7 states that paused their election with Trump ahead. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, whatever the exact numbers were, Trump was head and shoulders in charge. I had my bourbon out just waiting for them to call it, and I couldn't go live to celebrate because, oh no, hold on, now we got to wait. Now we got to kick the election viewers out. Oh no, now there's going to be a water main thing. Oh, now here come the boxes. Oh, here comes a truck. Oh, they're unloading a truck. Oh, wait, look at this. We had a spike in the middle of the night. No, Joe Biden, the guy who didn't campaign, had no energy, sniffs children, touches his daughter, according to Ashley's diary, raised that degenerate hunter, got us involved in this quagmire after overthrowing Ukraine and installing a puppet regime with Obama, which has led to us being on the brink of nuclear fucking war. It's treason, election interference, arrests. No more probes, no more investigations. It's all on the table. It's all readily available. It's all obvious if you just have eyes to see and ears to listen. Screw Fox if they're not going to defend Trump. Screw these candidates if they're not going to defend Trump. What the hell do they think is going to happen to them next if they don't defend this guy? And they're not defending him. And that's why little Ronnie D has lost any opportunity that he had. He's blown through all of the reserves. He had this massive windfall opportunity of just political clout and credit. He had it. He was the heir apparent. Either way, if Trump won or if Trump lost in 2024, he could have either been VP or just stayed in Florida. Nobody would have faulted him for staying in Florida, not going as Trump's VP. And he's burned through all of that equity by not defending, full-throatedly defending President Trump against these political witch hunts. President Trump has been framed. He's been set up. He's been spied upon. Impeachment 1, impeachment 2, it's all trash, and all of the evidence is in front of you. So if the Republicans in Georgia can't do this, there's almost no hope left for our nation. The Supreme Court won't jump in and try to make sense of what's going on with all these disputes of election interference and rigging the election and an overthrow, a coup, an overthrow of the sitting president of the United States. If they're not going to jump into the fray and say, all right, well, let's just make sense of this and we're going to make a ruling. If the Republicans in Georgia can't jump in and just arrest Fannie, just arrest her. Somebody has to have the power to do this. Somebody somewhere. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of looking into things. We're going to write a nice stiff letter. We're going to hold some hearings. Here's John Durham. He lays it all out and it's all obvious. No fucking arrests. Where were the arrests? Like, I'm just going to disagree here. We don't need to launch a probe. We need to go and arrest the traitors.
We're going to need the like a military coup from within of good white hat patriots that are going to break away and do it, because I don't know what else would save us, unless there's we have probably one more hope at the ballot box in 24, which I don't expect them to do fairly at all. And then from there might be, I hope not, but a civil war, or maybe the states are going to start breaking off. We're just going to cut off DC, the Richmond, north of Richmond, and just let the states fend for themselves, because this has gone too far. I agree. We can't exist. We can't coexist with these people. They're not playing nice. They're not reasonable.
No, they have overstepped. No. There are some unforgivable acts, and what Biden did to put a fake FISA warrant together based on a fake Fusion GPS report put together by Perkins Coie, Hillary Clinton, and the Democratic Committee. That is a terrorist organization. Obviously, Where were any of the fucking arrests? A single solitary arrest, 1 trillion times worse than Watergate. Nothing done.
Yeah.
So yeah, President Trump and Tucker did discuss what you just brought up. If there's no resolution here, where are we headed? You know, you read about the founding fathers in the 1700s, begging, pleading, petitions to the king, letters, strongly worded letters, requests, demands. They tried everything they could think of to get some sort of sanity in the colonies, in the you know, yeah, in the colonies, in the early days of America. I mean, I guess the early days of America began once we defeated Great Britain, of course, but they tried like hell. They fought like hell to try to make things make sense. And they shook their tail. They shook their rattlesnake tail. Then they shook it a little wider. And then 10 snakes were shaking their tail. Then 100 snakes were shaking their tail. Then 1,000,000 snakes were shaking 1,000,000 tails. And they said, you know what? We've been pushed far too long. I dread where we could be headed if we don't get some people to finally step up. It's going to have to be equal force. What is Newton's second law? The third law, second law? You know, every action
is on the spot with the physics question out of the blue. Right? I don't know.
No, every action is met with an equal and opposing reaction. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
The Republicans and the normal people who are just like, I hate Republicans too. I'm not a Republican. I don't like the deep state Democrats because they've turned into the same thing. The federal government has gone all Democrat. So everything is Democrat. And I'm lumping in the rhinos, the people that pretend to tell you some of the things that you want to hear. And we'll get to Vivek Ramaswamy because he stole the show yesterday, but he's definitely taken slings and arrows. And now there are a million criticisms of him today. Which is exactly why you want to go with someone like Trump. He's the most vetted candidate in American history by far. I don't know what skeletons are in Vivek's closet. I don't know exactly. Anyway, we're gonna get to him in a second, but yeah, man, I just no more probes. There has to be action. This is obviously election tampering. This is being done to overthrow the election. It's obvious. And there needs to be something where these people are getting indicted. Indict Hillary, indict Barack, indict all the Bidens. Go. Just go. These are the bad people. These are not the good people who have anything positive to offer this country. You know, and I tweeted out earlier today that President Trump, he is a boss. I was listening to him talk with Tucker, and he was discussing Kim Jong-un and North Korea and World War and in Ukraine and Russia. And you know, as he was talking, a couple minutes passed. I'm just like, this guy's at least a boss. He's he's the boss. You're fired. I am the boss. You are fired. There's no adult in the room in this Obama-Biden administration. It seems like everything that Hillary, Obama, Biden do, it's to limit our freedoms, destroy the purchasing power of our dollar. It's to leave our borders wide open for invasion. It's everything bad. It's literally nothing good for this country. So wouldn't it be nice to have an adult in the room? I know Trump is childish. I know he says some things, but that's not how I mean it. I mean, at least that guy is a head coach. You put Bill Cowher, you put Bill Parcells, you put Bill Belichick, basically anybody named Bill. I didn't realize how many Bills were legendary head coaches. That was weird. Why'd I pick those 3 Bills? That's really strange. It's as strange as a $3 bill, Blake. But anyway, that being said, if that coach was running your team, you at least believe that they wouldn't be giving the playbook to the other teams. They at least wouldn't be leaking their strategies for what they're about to do and how the order in which they're going to call the plays on Sunday. With these people in charge, they don't care. They seem aloof or falling asleep at the table. Going on vacation or cracking jokes about how 1,000 people being incinerated under super suspicious circumstances. You know, it's similar to when I had a little kitchen fire and almost lost my Corvette. But seriously, though, is this open mic night? You fucking sorry.
Right.
Anyway,
hopefully, that's a good wake up call for the people of Hawaii. because they voted for him in droves. They loved it. It's probably one of the few places where they actually did want a clean election there. So.
Could Hawaii flip in the next election then?
After
watching this train wreck,
they should, but I just think 50 to 75% of the people are just clueless. They're never going to get it. And I don't know what they're thinking I can't relate. Don't get it.
So by the way, visit CISA.gov. I talked over you. Go ahead, finish it.
No, I just said they're just NPCs in our world. And
well, if you want to think like an NPC, go to CISA.gov/rumor control, because that is where the powers that be who run these social media sites where we broadcast, they consider those countervailing views of theirs to actually be fact, because they claim to know everything. So if we're talking about elections, make sure you go visit and see what they have to say, as if you can't turn on any lying legacy media channel and hear the same things. But to anyone with eyes and ears, there's no way it was legit in 2020. But that's where we find ourselves now. Nobody has stood up to do anything different. So why would they do anything different? Why wouldn't they keep pushing? Why wouldn't they keep expanding? Why wouldn't they put more indictments on top of more indictments on top of more indictments? Because that's where we find ourselves, Blake. So the House Republicans should launch a probe into Fulton County indictments. Fine. Yes. Cool. Fine. But God, can they be expedited? Can we get to the meat of it? Can we just do something legally within the realm of what we have available? I guess it just where does it stand right now, Blake? Has Trump given his we got his mugshot yet? Has he been processed?
I've got it. So we've got Donald Trump is defiant, declares he will proudly be arrested in Georgia. So related to this, he says, nobody has ever fought for election integrity like President Donald J. Trump. For doing so, I will proudly be arrested tomorrow afternoon in Georgia. Well, that's from last night. God bless the United States of America. So we'll see. His bail is going to be set for $200,000. And just other couple of quick notes.
Bail.
Got Giuliani.
Did you see what Trump said about bail? Oh, was it good? Let me see if I can pull it up. Tell us about Giuliani.
Okay. Giuliani here has issued a warning to the Marxist DA, which is interesting because he was what he's actually known for in New York, cleaning up all the crime and cleaning up Times Square and using the RICO Act. And now they're going after him, bringing him down to Atlanta. But he warned the Marxist DA, Fanny, as he turns himself in, I'm the same Rudy Giuliani that took down the mafia. I think people forget just how powerful Giuliani was. And he's still, he's an old man now. But they're trying to disgrace him and ruin him for his association with Trump. And he's got his own issues, but he was a badass back in the day. You can't take that away from him. So anyways, that was good to note. To watch a quick video.
Georgia, and I'm feeling very, very good about it because I feel like I'm defending the rights of all Americans, as I did so many times as a United States attorney.
So, and then lastly, I do have the mugshot of Trump. Finally, here it is. Let's see.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, there we go. Fulton County Sheriff's Office. There he is. Trump. Finally, out of Trump history.
Stop it. That is not accurate. That is ridiculous.
They do have mugshots on 9 of the other defendants so far, like a tic-tac-toe board. I haven't seen the rest of them yet. But some of the findings are kind of trolling.
People are, who was it that said there needs to be a new Pornhub category for people who get off on seeing Trump persecuted for his politics?
Persecution. Porn, TDS.
Yeah. So I was scrolling and I found myself in a spot. I go, how the hell did I start following this shit lib page? And I'm like, okay. And because they posted a picture, it's like actions have consequences. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to bite. I'll take a nibble out of this one. And so I posted a couple of lines of something, maybe 2 paragraphs. And yeah, obviously I'm getting ratioed 9-0 laughing at me and like, okay, all right, have fun with it. But We'll see how this shakes out. Now here's a question for you, Blake. How do you feel about this theory? Okay, I guess I'll attribute this maybe to Dan Bongino, but it's going around. Other people are mentioning it. How about Trump just doesn't pay bail? How about he goes into jail with Secret Service, shuts that place down? He's not getting processed. He's going to have Secret Service detail with him everywhere he goes. There's not going to be, the cameras went off and, I don't know. The guards all fell asleep and Trump, I don't know. He must have, I don't know. He would shut the whole place down. He has Secret Service protection for life. So how about he just says, no, hell no, I won't go. I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm in. You want to bite off more than you can chew, Fanny? Let's go. Let's dance. What do you think about that philosophy, that tactic?
That's what I was hoping for a few days ago, but then I've seen everybody's surrendering and turning themselves in. I mean, those are some heavy hitters in that picture there, including Giuliani right in the middle. Whoever would have thought Giuliani would be arrested and have his own mugshot?
So stupid. Well, I'm not saying that they don't go for processing. I'm saying that they go and take over the jail.
Yeah, it's a disgusting jail.
I'm saying I'm not going anywhere. Here we are. You want this? Let's dance. Let's have fun. Because you have to escalate this. You have to show people the extent that they're willing to go. They don't understand that these charges carry the death penalty. They carry life in prison. This is insanity. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And it's been nothing but dumb shit from the Democrats and deep state ever since Trump went down the escalator. Down the escalator or up the escalator? Down the escalator.
Yeah.
Yes. But here, let me share this with you because this was his response. And I was laughing out loud. I think this is pretty good. This is from The Hill. And it says, former President Trump joked about fleeing to Russia after his bond was set at $200,000 in the Georgia case over his effort. They should put this in air quotes, over his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. No, he was trying to give the results of the election because they were overturning it, but whatever. Trump said in a Truth Social post on Tuesday that Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis, Democrat. Oh, thanks for clarifying. She's a Democrat who is overseeing the case. She insisted in quotations, she insisted on setting a bond. Quote, I assume, therefore, that she thought I was a flight risk. I'd fly far away, maybe to Russia, share a gold-domed suite with Vladimir. Never to be seen or heard from again, he said, referring to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Would I be able to take my very understated airplane with the gold Trump affixed for all to see? Probably not. I'd be much better off flying commercial. I'm sure nobody would recognize me. I mean, it's so absurd, Blake. It's all absurd. It's the most ridiculous. Where's Trump going to go? Yeah, he's the most identifiable human on earth. There's nowhere he could go and not be. Oh, he's a flight risk. Oh, well, he could just disappear into the night like every damn illegal alien that's flooding across the border. And I don't know, Obama Biden seems to not care about, even though these are all military-aged, fighting-aged males, unaccompanied, just flooding through our country as sleeper cells to activate when this Manchurian candidate turns the power off. Perhaps it's just a theory that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart, to quote Joe Biden there. But good Lord, man. Trump, I laughed out loud at that. I'm still chuckling about it because it's the definition of insanity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a show trial. It's just to get their base all hyped up, but it's just no substance. So it looks good temporarily until it's shut down again, like all the rest of them. So we'll see. And while that's going to just actually backfire, probably, hopefully, and reinvigorate the MAGA crowd, who's going to be voting for him, whether he's incarcerated or not. Whatever they try to do. Yeah. But
hands down.
I don't know how they would do that, or just lock them in Fulton. Yeah, with Secret Service, none of it makes sense. But they have to run with this because they have to take people's attention away from the Hunter Biden scandals, or there's the whole Biden family scandals.
I love that we're calling it Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, we have to be very precise with our words. And anytime I do that, Blake, it's not to bust your chops. It's just as things are said, I have to I need to instantly rewire them and make sure I'm framing them properly.
The Biden family business scandals.
Yes, it's a Joe Biden criminal syndicate involving all of his family. But anyway, I digress. Okay, let's pivot then off of that one to the next component, which is more Trump. But let's talk about this angle.
All right.
Howdy, partner.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for staying with us. Okay, what about this one, Blake? Agree or disagree that Trump, Donald Trump, that is, made the right decision ducking the debate and interviewed with Tucker instead? Do you agree or disagree? Trump made the right decision ducking the debate and going with Tucker.
I do agree. I know it was going to be just set up to him for him to be attacked from all of the people that were up there. So it was definitely going to be rigged against him, everybody with knives out, waiting for their opportunity to pounce. And so he avoided that and had a very long conversation with Tucker. And that was good because they got into some, interesting subjects that they wouldn't have been able to bring up on the stage because it just would have been fireworks. So it would have been a distraction. Although, I obviously would like to see him in the debate if that were possible. But, it's a lot of BS. So in many ways,
I just wanted to share this with you, Blake.
Yeah.
I saw it, so I guess everybody needs to see it. Scrolling Twitter because I wanted to see how many views the Tucker debate has. It was 199 million the last time I checked. But yeah, as I was scrolling to find it, they photoshopped Giuliani to look like the Penguin.
They did all 9 of them. There's another one that's got all those mugshots, and they're all Batman bad guys.
Oh, are they really? I haven't. Okay.
I did.
Well, anyway, far be it from me to take you off track here, but let's break it down. Let's break down the interview that was had, and kind of how that played out. Tucker's new show is doing pretty darn well.
Yeah. Now I just have to find where these files are. I have too many open tabs, but I think I do see it. So let me pull it up if I can get to it. Here we go. Yes, they had the debate night with Donald Trump, and he explains actually right in the beginning. But the problem is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to run some of this stuff. But let's see if I'll give it a whirl real quick. Oh, not even close.
It reminded me very much of 2016.
Yeah. See, I don't know if I'm going to be able to run too much, unfortunately. But there was a lot of interesting things, including getting into the with Pence and trying to do his, change things on January 6th and that controversy. That is in there. It's about the 34-minute mark if we wanted to play it. I don't know if we can right now. But he did get into some major things, including mentioning that Joe Biden is a Manchurian candidate and owned by China. There are some massive scandals going on. He did spend a few minutes of his debate night interview criticizing Biden, saying he gets millions of dollars. China pays this guy millions of dollars. I think he's the most corrupt president we've ever had. He also has a distinction of being the most incompetent. And I believe both. He's both incompetent and corrupt. So, and we do know that the WhatsApp message, which was testimony from the IRS whistleblowers with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden being on the call. There's a lot of foreign coming in that's influencing our policy here. And so Joe Biden is selling American policy to the highest bidder, even to foreign nationals. It's crazy. So that's one of the big problems. Let's see what else. Trump-Russian collusion hoaxers are savage animals who hate our country. Yeah, I think that's fair. Might be a little hyperbolic, but they all knew it was BS. A lot of these people from these intelligence agencies were willing to go on record and lie, or at least very carefully lie, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop or whatever showed signs, the classic hallmarks of Russian disinformation, when they knew that was BS. So they did that to undermine a sitting president.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of issues. So there were a lot of highlights, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to run too many. Here's another one. Tucker asking Trump if he thinks the state will assassinate him now. They're going to try to indict him, try to destroy his character, and if that fails, will they try to kill him? And now there's been several assassination attempts. Secret Service is there for a reason, and they're going to amp up attacks, especially if they can't get him behind bars where they can get his poll numbers to drop. So he remains their biggest threat with the deep state. They also criticized Bill Barr for not doing his job and much else. I don't know if we can run a few minutes, because in the very beginning he gives us his reasons for not going up on stage, because he's going to be just set up to be attacked from all angles. And yes, going into Mike Pence and what Mike Pence, he felt that Mike Pence, his job was to get a different set of legislators up.
He made a great point. Why did they change the law afterward if he didn't have the ability to do it in the first place? I mean, exactly. I guess the response would be, well, there might have been some ambiguity, so we just cleaned that up. I don't buy that. No, I think he had the ability to do it.
Yeah, he believes that he did. Some people believe that he didn't. And of course, the deep state is going to advise Mike Pence not to, protect Trump at all. They don't want to have that going on. They had big plans to get rid of Trump. So that was not allowed. And yeah, why would they change the rules afterwards? This kind of reminds me of when they shut down Ross Perot in 92. He did so well during the debates that they made it almost impossible for a third party candidate to ever get on stage again. So yeah, anytime.
Well, don't forget when they also took Ron Paul and they traded Ron Paul his opportunity to speak to the people at the convention down in Florida. I believe it was Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
they traded it for a empty chair, Blake. Instead of putting Ron Paul on stage, he'd at least earned that respect. No, they had Clint Eastwood come up talking to an empty chair where Ron Paul was supposed to be sitting. I know I'm kind
right.
of
Well,
but it was such a thumb in the nose. It was such a poke in the eye. It was so trashy.
Well, the way that they screwed Ron Paul, and they changed the rules at the last minute, and then they had John Boehner come out and ask if the ayes have it. Well, they changed the rules because Ron Paul won his 5 states. That's all you had to do was win delegates of 5 states. They changed the rules at the last minute to make it 8 states, and then John Boehner rammed it through. So the ayes have it when clearly he did not.
Well,
so,
Blake,
yes,
that also reminds me. Well, that reminds me of what happened with Larry Elder. He said, I qualified. I had whatever the number is, 30,000 individual donors. I was polling at 1% in 3 different polls. He's like, I clearly qualified. He flew out there. He said, I'm going to sue the RNC. The RNC is a private club. And what did George Carlin say about private clubs? You and I aren't in it. I don't know what Larry Elder did to piss them off, but Larry Elder, I mean, every day he speaks. He's articulate. You can disagree with him, but he at least does a really good job of pushing the conservative, small government, libertarian, a little of this, a little of that, however you blend that together. He at least articulates it well. He's a lawyer. He speaks for hours on the air. He's the sage of South Central. He ran for California governor. He's got more name recognition than Asa Hutchinson, or as Trump said, Ada Hutchinson. I don't know why he calls him Ada. Maybe I'm missing the joke. Someone tell me in the comments, or Blake, you tell me. Or that other guy with the eyebrows that kind of look like the guy from Schitt's Creek, from American Pie, with the eyebrows.
Eugene
I don't
Levy?
know, like
Yeah.
Count Chocula.
Yeah.
I think that's what Crowder said. Count Chocula mixed with. Anyway, whoever that guy is,
yeah.
I don't. What's his name?
I don't know. Is it a guy from North Dakota? I don't even why was he standing there? I don't get why he was taking up space when you had a much better candidate in Larry Elder.
Oh my gosh, Larry would have brought the fire. He would have kept redirecting back to the failures of the Obama administration, back to it's the Biden administration. This is the Obama-Biden administration. 3 terms out of the last 4. That's why we're swirling the drain right now, because that's what they want. At least Larry Elder would have kept bringing it back and bringing it back. I bet you Larry would have had strong words to say about the political persecution of Donald Trump, even though he's running against him technically. He theoretically, if what Larry's saying is true, and according to what I've been reading, it was accurate, he qualified for the debates and they screwed him anyway. You know, I saw maybe it was Posobiec put out, and he just said, you know, watching this debate, it just reminds me of how close to flatlining the Republican Party was in 2015 prior to Trump entering the race. They are so out of touch. I think it was it Nick DiPaolo during the Crowder live stream. He was just kind of laughing, just saying like, I don't know. I keep looking at these guys, Pence and some of these other clowns. He's like, am I in 1988? They sound dated. They look dated. Like this isn't a party that's speaking to the people. Like who are these people? What are they doing? That is exactly how out of touch they would be without Trump there to do what Trump does.
Right. I can't believe you listened to Crowder. That was a distraction still. But for like 25-year-olds. Yeah. All right. I hear you.
I listen to all sorts of shit. I don't know. I listen to all sorts of things.
Apollo on that show. I haven't seen him, but he goes through so many different people. And there's a toxic environment in there. So I'm surprised he would even want to go in there.
I don't know.
Sign the NDA and deal with that nonsense. But
I don't know. I haven't worked with Crowder yet. Yeah. I don't have a personal opinion on him. I know you really dislike him. But that aside, DiPaolo made me laugh out loud about 10 different times during the live stream. Like the little jokes, the little like he's such a, I don't know if he's a New York guy, but he kind of comes across that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, he's been aggressive. He's an interesting character. I'm surprised that was, Crowder would put up with that, or his ego, or he's have to shut him down. He's have to pop the yellow light on to because he can't take too much thunder away from Crowder and his punchlines.
Well, they brought in Alex freaking Jones, so the whole world's turned upside down. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
I don't know what any of these people either are. I don't know what's going on. So it's sad to see Alex Jones even promoting some of these people, like these raging narcissists like Crowder or Andrew Tate or whatever. But hey, they're all they're all high level people with lots of following.
Well, I mean, look, Tucker interviewed Trump, who's a raging narcissist, and Andrew Tate. I mean, nobody in the public sphere is lacking at least a handful of narcissism.
Well, you have to have some
a wheelbarrow of it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have to have some to put yourself out there and to promote yourself for sure.
I saw former RNC chair Reince Priebus. He said that he thinks Trump ducking the debate was the right move. He's like, these people are not polling well. He's the clear front runner. What would he have to gain here? There was nothing to gain from that. There really wasn't. It was just pretty much an audition for vice president. And, who was the clear winner on it? Anyway, did we have any other thoughts on Tucker before we switch gears? And by the way, how long do we have you today? I didn't get to clear that up.
I should have another 40 minutes if we need it.
Okay.
I don't want to go too long, but 90 minutes is perfect. Where are we at? We're almost halfway.
We will keep rolling then. Let's buzz away. Any final thoughts on Tucker and Trump? Any big takeaways?
It was also helpful for Tucker because he's gotten screwed from Fox News, and he deserves to have his time too. So that was.
Can you guess? How many?
Trump is also doomed to fail because Fox News is also against him, so they're going to make stops.
Right.
He knows that drill.
Can you guess how many views the Tucker and Trump interview has as of right now?
I know he blew it away. I did have that in my stack. I did pull it away because I had too many open tabs. But I know that in terms of just the raw numbers, Tucker did much better than the debates. But it's hard to say how much people actually watched or rewatched or how the numbers actually work. But Trump and Tucker are huge draws no matter what. So it's good to see that. But no, go ahead. Tell me do you have the breakdown of both numbers?
I have the one number.
Okay.
I have the one number with Tucker and Trump. I actually tweeted Elon as well. I'm like, Elon, can you fix your playback? because every time I navigated away from it, I went back to the interview and it started from the beginning. I'm like, at least on YouTube, you go back to a previously viewed video, it knows that you left off at 7 minutes 45 seconds. Like, can you fix that, Elon?
Let's
I don't know. So
play
maybe
in the
he'll read it,
bottom
maybe he
corner
won't, but-
or something, and then you can continue on your feed. But you're not a paid subscriber. You're the freeloader. You're an ex-freeloader.
The number is
special
200 and
yes.
no, this is free advice to help him improve his product. I don't give a shit. The views are 232 million as of right now.
Yeah, that's staggering. That's pretty awesome.
That's kind of massive. So did he make the right decision? Yeah, I think it worked out. You know, Trump there's plenty of stuff that he should, you know, he has questions to be answered. I think avoiding some of this is not going to be a great long-term strategy, but I mean, what the hell? They had Biden campaign from his basement and they pulled off a scam to ram him through. I mean, who knows what it takes to win an election these days? Maybe less is more. Maybe that's the new era of politics. Speak less. What's the thing? Talk more.
Speak softly
talk
and
less.
carry a big stick or something. That one.
Well, it's from Hamilton, where it's like
no.
talk less, something
A
more.
little less conversation, a little more action. All right.
Okay, yeah, that one too. So who knows? Who knows if that's going to be helpful in the end? But anyway, let's go ahead and bounce over to the next topic, because while they were doing their thing, you know, the debate went on. So who won? Make sure you're following Blake on Twitter at TV's Blake Walley, and make sure you're following the New American Media on Twitter at American_media_. Put out a ton of content yesterday. If you go to my X, what am I on my X analytics for tweet activity, it gives you that bar and all your graphs and impressions and retweets and engagement. You know, I've dabbled. I've dabbled on the site for the last month, and I just went a little bonkers yesterday with 37 tweets, and the bar graph goes through the roof on yesterday. But Blake was saying, make sure you're using hashtags. I'm like, I guess so.
Dude, that was such a huge hashtag with that GOP debate.
Yeah,
that was an opportunity. You just got to put that out there. You're going to get a few more views.
Yeah,
maybe.
so I'll do that next time. I don't know. I was half asleep. I didn't even want to deal with any of these clowns, and you know, I did because I knew I had to do the research for the show. How am I going to come on here and have anything intelligent to say if I didn't consume it? But I didn't really want to. I really didn't. And then I watched the Trump debate today, or the Trump conversation today. I thought it was going to turn out different. I thought I would shun the debate and watch Tucker and Trump. Turns out I didn't. Turns out I did it backwards. I guess the live factor kind of did it for me, because, you know, the Trump thing was canned. It was recorded several days ago, and I don't know, it lacked a little bit of the same urgency. But so here's the question, Blake, regarding yesterday. We put out a bunch of polls, you know, agree or disagree. Mike Pence won the debate. Agree or disagree. Anyway, we put out several different polls with interesting results, because the one that said Trump won the debate by not attending, I thought that would be a little bit more positive. It was 60-40 upside down last I checked, so that could have changed over time. But what say you? Did Vivek Ramaswamy, was he the clear winner of the Republican debate? Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
I would agree emphatically. Yes, I think that was the saving grace of the show. I think without him, you know, without Trump or without him, that would have been really boring. So I don't know who brings the thunder. I don't think there's any reason to tune in, but I think, you know, people were critical of it, but I think that was actually pretty exciting. So I did watch the debate live and then watch the Trump thing later. So luckily it wasn't like you had to do one or the other. And I was running behind, so I had to miss the beginning anyway. So it wasn't like that. In today's society, it's easy to watch them both if you need to, but it'd be harder to catch up on the debate without watching it actually live. So, but it had some fun moments, and it was all Vivek. So good to see. And the jury's still out, and there's some problems, and we'll get to that, because I'm tempted to get behind him, because I think, between Vivek and RFK Jr. and Trump, those are all three really good candidates, but we don't have a lot of history on Vivek.
Are they really good candidates, or are they good at a couple of things, but far short of what you want in charge? I think RFK is really good on medical issues. I think he's really good on deep state issues. I think that's about it. Vivek, what a great communicator. But now that he's getting a little bit of smoke, or now that he's getting a little bit of attention, whoo, they are coming out yapping at the heels. I caught Anomaly just blasted him. I know he seems to really prefer Ron DeSantis. He wrote a song called "I Like Trump," but he's pretty anti-Trump these days. But he really turned on Vivek. I wonder if how and why he's it's seemingly a DeSantis supporter. I don't know that DeSantis has earned that, but anyway, that's all. Neither here nor there.
Halfway through his, that's actually on. I got videos of Anomaly. I only watched half of it, but luckily it was only a 7-minute video, which is great because sometimes it's like, oh, here's Anomaly, but he's going to tell me why Vivek's a bad candidate, and it's 2 hours long, and it's like, I don't have 2 hours, just give me the 7-minute version. So he did put one out, so that's interesting. I'm going to try to roll it. But go to some clips. Let's see what you have. All right, we'll get to that. We'll start from the we'll get a couple of things here. So here's out of the Babylon Bee. Republicans debate to see who's going to lose to Biden in a landslide mail-in vote in the middle of the night. So might as well.
Nobody believes 2020. The people on the other side don't believe it. They're going along with it because, I don't know how we pulled that off. Let's just be quiet. That's what they're doing. Let's not cause a fuss. I can't believe we kept Trump out. Trump, orange man bad, orange man bad. It's like, yeah, we've been sliding off the cliff ever since. Like, this is not a win for America, but okay. Yeah, Babylon Bee crushes it. I love that. That's a great headline.
Now we'll take a look at another headline from let's see, a blast from the past. This is the Drudge poll. Remember Matt Drudge? Remember how relevant he used to be?
I haven't checked out Drudge for years, Blake.
I haven't either, but I was thinking, remember he always runs the polls from the debates, so I had to go check that out. And here is where it was. I don't know who still looks at Drudge. He's just doing a small. I swear he must have lost like 90% of his viewership. And I swear the whole website now is all like black and white. It was weird looking. Not even any. Look at this. He had to cut the budget or something. It's like, why are all the pictures now in black and white?
I mean, it was always kind of looking like that, like almost like a newspaper, really.
Well,
right?
It was limited, but it had full color pictures. So I don't know why it's all black.
Remember when our content made it to the front page of the Drudge Report? Wasn't that a great day when we had Joel Pollack with Breitbart getting into a altercation with some skinny little glasses wearing clown who was trying to get physical with him from the Daily Show outside of the RNC 2016, and we ended up on the front page of Drudge Report. Our video was featured on the main story. That was a cool day.
I do. Yeah, he's a cool dude, and he made that. Yeah, it was awesome coming through for us like that. So for Joel, because he ran two of our big stories there.
What was the other one? What
our big viral story was the Turk, the Young Turks and Alex Jones. And I'm pissed off. I can't believe Alex Jones never even carried that story. Not once did they bring that up for InfoWars, publish that, promote it, anything. It was Joel Pollack, Breitbart, who came through and helped us at for a historical event over at the RNC in Cleveland. 2016.
Now Dreamer Ultra saying from what he saw, Ronnie D seemed, and I love that we're calling him Ronnie D. I appreciate it, Dreamer Ultra. I appreciate it, Blake. I love when these things kind of catch on. But yeah, Ronnie D, he seemed somewhat competent and not as awkward as usual. Not what I hoped to see. Yeah, I mean, he was better than trash, but he still lost me forever. Like there's no going back. Those eggs are scrambled. We can never whisk that into a different egg dish. They're scrambled eggs, and I'm not eating scrambled eggs. I already told you before you started, don't you add heat to this nonsense. Your eggs, I'm going to whisk you up and use you in a batter for some cake, like that Bill Burr joke. But no, like Ronnie D's just done to me. He's dead to me. He's gone to me. Like, he's not even an option. He's very stiff. He's very rehearsed. Yeah, maybe he wasn't as awkward, but that's not saying much. He's pretty robotic. He's pretty bland. And it really seems like, I don't know, it feels like maybe somebody on his team left, and something about he's pushed some good policies, maybe some that are not so good, but it just, I don't know. I feel like his team is more successful than he is specifically. And I don't know. I just can't even seriously consider him personally. You disagree there, Blake?
I thought he did pretty good last night. At least he had a couple of moments. He didn't stand out that much, but compared to the rest of the field, at least he's viable. He's a great governor. I do like some of the things he does, but yes, they have the neocons and the big money people that are trying to fund him and promote him or trying to change him. Not that was this great charismatic guy anyway, but he's effective. He's punctual. And
so maybe he came in second or third, you're saying? I mean, probably
to me, I would say,
second.
yeah, easily second. I don't know who else was, we're looking at this poll. I mean,
yeah, tell us what the poll says. We went off on a 9-second tangent.
It's weird. Vivek, now keep in mind, this is the Drudge poll, and they've lost all of their, MAGA base, I would assume. I don't know who's still looking at this stuff, but
is that the official opinion that Drudge has gone anti-Trump and lost his crowd?
Oh yeah,
is that okay?
Yeah, he's definitely he turned on Trump, and yes, he's been hemorrhaging the viewers, so the readers, for a long time. These numbers are just a tiny fraction of what they were years ago when I used to cover Drudge Report all the time.
All the time.
So, but
yeah, I guess there's a phrase for that. They call that the Trump quicksand. You go against Trump and you hey, look at me, I'm against Trump, and you just start sinking. And you're like, no, I'll get out of it. Okay, nice to know ya.
Yeah, like
it's not a good strategy.
Yeah, Ann Coulter too, and she's good buddies with Matt Drudge, so no surprise there. Now they're both pretty irrelevant. But yes, according to the poll, Vivek still got a third of the votes. I don't know how Nikki Haley got 23%, but that shows you who's left. Yeah,
no way she got. They're saying 20. I'm sorry. Read me the first and second.
That's just Drudge. Now, just keep in mind that's only the Drudge. That's basically the old guard, never Trumper neocons that are still left. That are still look at the Drudge Report. So 23% of what's left on Drudge says she was 23%. That seems ridiculous to me, but hey, that's for the old guard. They gave DeSantis.
What was the percentage of the first one you read off? I'm sorry.
Vivek got 1/3, 33.
33. Okay, thank
Haley's got 23. DeSantis with 18. And how the hell did Chris Christie got 16%? That seems way high too. So
yeah, that seems high. I know. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of checking out the the live stream, and Nick DiPaolo, he like multiple times. He's like, I don't know, I kind of like Chris Christie. Maybe it's that Northeast thing that they both have. Maybe, I don't know, some fake bravado. And
he's always been like that super annoying, like right winger for his entire career. I mean, he's just, reasonably smart and talented guy. I thought he's been better in the last few years. I used to just not think he was funny at all for pretty much like the entire 2000s. Yeah, just he's always conservative neocon. Wasn't funny at all. I didn't think, but who knows? But now he's found a home on Crowder. Good for him. I don't care.
I love how Kenneth has called it the Obama Fudge Report. Obama's Fudge Report. I don't even know what we're getting at there, but I am not going to delve any deeper. Thank you for that. Kenneth, always the man of some wordplay. Appreciate that. Always rhyming things. So Nikki Haley, but okay, so I guess okay. So they had Vivek.
Vivek. It's actually Vivek. Heard him pronounce his name. I actually went to school with a kid named Vivek. So
like Carrie Lake,
Vivek. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you dominate a debate. People get to actually learn how to pronounce your name.
I don't know the last name. I think it's Ramaswamy.
Yeah, that's easy. That's one of the more fun names. I remember the Ohio State Buckeyes went up against that team up north that we don't name, but they had a running back named Tim Biakabatuka.
Oh, I remember that. He went to the NFL. Huh?
He did, yeah. I hated that guy. He torched us. Biakabatuka, Ramaswamy. I love fun last names that have like a musical lilt to them. But yeah, so we're I guess they both kind of conceded there. Our assumption or our I don't know. You and I both saying Vivek won the debate, and it looks like the Drudge poll said the same. Can we talk for a second about Martha McCallum and Brett Baer and Fox News in general? I mean, right out of the bat, the first two questions, they don't talk about the Republican frontrunner being indicted from, in a political persecution after witch hunt, after being framed, after being illegally spied upon, after all of these things. That's the number one story. They led with, what was it, climate change? Like right at the top, the first couple of climate change.
I thought it was the guy for the song.
Abortion?
Yeah, abortion was way too early.
What the hell are they doing? I swear Fox News is in it to tank the Republicans. And I felt that way with Chris Wallace, which is why I turned off Fox News when he repeated the fine people hoax and he wouldn't let Trump bring up all the Biden family corruption in 2020. That news channel has been a ghost to me. I've had zero interest in Fox, and I can't tell you exactly, but I've consumed a few hours of Fox News in my day. Not a single hour unless it's accidental these days. Maybe that's, I don't know, for various reasons. But my God, did you have any thoughts on the questions that were asked, from the UFO question to Christie to, hey, let's bring up abortion? It's so far down on the list of important things when we're sliding into a recession. We're on the brink of World War III. You got a political witch hunt coming down from DC to attack the Republican frontrunner. It's like, why are we talking about these bullshit issues? Why like, it's a state's issue. It's done. Next. What are we getting into the weeds on abortion for unless you're trying to drive independence away? It's a state's issue. Done. Next. And that's a Supreme Court thing. And that gives the people that are local to the place where you live the most ability to impact the decision in your life. It's a done deal. Next. What the hell are they bringing it up for? I had big problems with the prioritization of the questions last night.
Well, yeah, but that's the typical. It's the old guard. Fox News neocon channel. But they do have some good things. So I do like Jesse Waters. I do like Greg Gutfeld's show, or sometimes the Five. Sometimes I check in once in a while. But yeah, it's a shadow of itself without Tucker. So I'll just pick and choose a few things. And I'm still upset about Lou Dobbs. There's a lot of reasons to dislike Fox News. They do a few things right, but yes, you can't really trust them in those debates and the way they're going to frame them and the questions that they are. But that's the media as a whole, the legacy media, and that's why Trump avoided it. He doesn't want
climate change. In the first couple of questions, they had, what was that guy from some organization? I don't know, a bunch of super PAC money. Climate change.
Well, I hear you.
But once again, the reason why Vivek, I'm sorry, not to talk over you. Let me get this point out, and I'll shut up and get your thoughts. At least Vivek, at least he just answered. It's a scam. It's a scam. He was at least straightforward and clear on it. Next, move along. Like, can we get to some real issues about avoiding a nuclear World War III, an invasion at our border of military-aged men who are unaccounted for? Can we talk about the real shit that's worrisome right now? The crippling debt that has now downgraded our rating? Like, these are real problems. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they did cover a lot of the major issues, so I think those are things that voters want to hear about. But yeah, the UFO one was weird. There were a few incidents, and maybe they could have switched some of those things around, or devoted more time, or policed the stage better when there was a lot of people talking over each other. So, or interrupting or what have you. So there was still some key moments, and Vivek was pretty amazing in what he did. Chris Christie blasted him for being like Obama and sounding like Chat GPT. He is incredibly smart and sharp and quick, and I did enjoy that. And he also just really blasted Christie really good too. I wish I could play some of those videos. I don't know how much of it is going to comply. I don't know how much of that we're actually even allowed to to show here? Because aren't they giving heavy-handed censorship just for covering some of these videos, Brian? You were mentioning Glenn Beck.
That's what I heard, and I'm willing to throw this show down the memory hole in protest if that's what it turns into. I don't care. It's free use. This is a fair use opportunity to discuss breaking news. The breaking news is, these people discussing who's going to lead our nation. Nobody's told me I'm not allowed to discuss what occurred there. We all know it was on Fox News. You want attribution? There's your attribution. And by the way, in a super quick glance here, trying to find out if I could pull up, because I saw a quick anomaly video about Vivek, and you can go to yours, but it said here, right at the top of the screen, where was that?
It said to you.
Chris Christie says Vivek Ramaswamy sounds like Chat GPT. He says, I invented that nickname for him. It's being used by many. I'm a trendsetter. So that's pretty funny. But he called him Chat GPT.
Yeah, and Obama, which is interesting because we'll get to the anomaly clip, but let's check out Vivek pushing back on Christie.
People are dying of bad climate change policies than they are of actual climate change.
Governor Haley, are you bought and paid for?
Down by
Hold on.
in the last century.
Listen.
Hold on. I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here. And the last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, what's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here, was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Come over and give me a hug. Give me a hug just like you did to Obama.
The same type of amateur.
And you'll help elect me just like you did to Obama, too. Give me that
the same type of amateur.
Ooh. Yeah, and you'll help elect me just like you did Obama. Remember when he got all chummy with him at that hurricane? And it was like, Christy, what the hell are you doing? Like, there's a way to represent your state getting out of this hurricane and not helping Obama get reelected. I think it was reelected at that point. I didn't catch that in real time, but I just caught it now. All right, interesting. But isn't that phrase, a skinny guy with a weird last name, isn't that such an iconic phrase? He was obviously using it in a tongue-in-cheek way. Because it's like, oh, he's a plagiarist, just like Biden. It's like, I'm a skinny guy with a weird last name. That was like one of Obama's big lines. Of course, it's a political call. You're making a callback. You're referencing. It's like the Simpsons referencing something they're making a joke about. Oh my God, they plagiarized that thing on the thing. It's like, no, they made the joke about the thing. I don't know. That's how I took it.
I didn't.
What say you?
Well, I didn't think about it until I saw the anomaly clip. And there is some history behind that. I was not aware. I'd forgotten because Obama hasn't been on the debate stage since 2008? Was it 15 years ago? So here we go. Let's run this.
First, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight.
And I sent you the clip, Brian, because I don't know if it's going to comply with me or not.
Okay. Let me
fail me
if you want me to. I can
at inopportune time.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage? I'll tell you, I'm not a politician.
Of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
So who is Vivek Ramaswamy? The Obama plagiarizing Big Pharma CEO, who wrote a book less than a year ago in which he compared Trump to sore loser Stacey Abrams, said he respects Pence, and says that Mike Pence did the right thing on January 6th. A man who tweeted out, well said George Soros, and seemingly even parroted his rhetoric on open societies. A man who took money for his law school from a Soros fellowship, said he did it in a video defending himself, quote, when I didn't have the money.
When I didn't have the money, and it was a merit scholarship.
Yet Fox News reported that he made millions of dollars that year and $1 million every year for a couple years prior, so he lied about that. A man who made a fortune off of a failed Alzheimer's drug, and a man who just last year wrote a Wall Street Journal op-ed in which he said, the most important step in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic was the distribution of vaccines. That's in 2022. So who is Big Pharma salesman Vivek? Well, he's whoever you want him to be, because just like Obama, he'll say whatever he has to say, even copying Obama, to tell the naive and foolish sheeple what they want to hear. Everyone's giving this guy softball interviews and weak debates. Vivek, if you want a real challenge, come on my channel. I don't buy your shtick at all.
And you know what? I expect to see that. I think that'll happen sooner than later. I haven't seen Vivek turn down a single interview from anybody. So I fully expect him to see this, and I expect him to participate. I think that would be interesting.
Oh, that would be great. I really want to like Vivek. I love what he does, and I love his energy, and he's so sharp and smart and way ahead of these guys, and just pushes back with a smile on his face. So he's a great character, but that is disturbing to see that in his very recent past that he's doing all kinds of things. So Anomaly makes some great points there. He could be just very much like Obama, another Manchurian candidate. He is like AI. So I don't know. Could
ChatGPT
cyborg in the future, right?
Well, taking Soros money, that's weird. Claiming you're poor, and when you actually had money, I don't know if all of that's entirely accurate or not. But if it is, that's super. Anything that Soros gets near, you better, that's fairly toxic. You got to really be concerned about that. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I want to see that. I want to see that interview.
Right. So, I mean, this Vivek, he says so many of the right things. I am like in agreement on, at least 90%, I would think. But can we trust him? I don't know. Some of these things that he says, even like don't removing guns from law-abiding citizens, remove violent, psychiatrically deranged people from their communities, and be willing to involuntarily commit them, revive mental health institutions, less reliance on pharmaceuticals, more reliance on faith-based approaches that restore purpose to people's lives. There's just so many things that I like, and he's refreshing, and he comes up with this. So he's actually somebody interesting. So I don't know if we want. There's another question I had, or another one of the topics that we have. I'll get to that because I don't want to go over that. But let me pull up another article or another quick clip here. Just disturbing from the one of the leftist hacks over here, Aaron Rupar, calling the phony. So let's run this clip.
But Aaron Rupar, by the way, it's actually, remember when Rick Santorum was running? God, that reminds me.
Oh,
Rick
yeah.
Santorum. And because
so creepy, yeah.
Well, he was so disliked that there was a campaign to create a new word called Santorum. I don't know if you've gone in the Urban Dictionary for that one.
Yep.
I forget exactly what it is, but it's super gross, and it's about like bodily fluid and stuff. It's gross. If I recall, don't make me look it up, please. Don't type it in the comments.
Hey, you're the one that brought it up, right?
Don't research Santorum. Well, the reason I'm saying it, is because Scott Adams, he has turned Aaron Rupar into he's turned Rupar. He goes, like, whenever he reads fake news, he goes, "Oh, that's a Rupar. Oh no, that's a Rupar." He goes, "This guy is so intentionally deceptive. He's not making mistakes. This guy's intentionally lying." So it's called a Rupar now when they're delivering things that they know to be false. Oh no, that's a Rupar. So anyway, every time I hear Rupar, I'm like, oh, this is about to be fake, or this guy has zero credibility. Let's see what he could be lying about this time. That's probably where that's probably the best way to describe it.
Oh yeah, he's just the leftist establishment bootlicker, and I think it's in the Urban Dictionary or one of those things. Yes, talking about Rupar. So so you can't really take him too seriously. It's just the opposite. He's just a cartoonish propagandist. But yes, and he's saying that Vivek's a phony.
You would pardon Donald Trump. Would you pardon the Bidens?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Let me down again. This was a good. There was some really great highlights with Vivek. This was one of them. I love the Ukraine clip. I don't think I have that one.
No, I mean, it depends on. I don't want to be them, right?
I hate this so much. It's so frustrating when
I don't want to be them, right? Is what he says. I don't want to be them. So you're getting punched in the face, and you're not going to defend yourself. You're going to get bludgeoned into the ground. You're going to get curb stomped if you don't defend yourself. These people are attacking the normal people of America. These are, as President Trump said with Tucker Carlson in that interview yesterday, or that aired yesterday. He said, these are sick people. These are deranged people. They really are. These are sick people who are just attacking you. Well, I don't want to be like them. Well, what does Harvey Keitel say when he's the wolf in Pulp Fiction? if self-preservation is an instinct that you possess, well, I recommend you do what I say when I say. If my help isn't wanted here, gentlemen. So if self-preservation is an instinct that you possess, you better get like them, because it's the only way you stop a bully. What is the age-old adage, Blake? If you're getting picked on and a bully will not leave you alone and the teachers will not get involved and nobody will help you, how do you stop a bully from abusing you, Blake?
Bully back? I don't know.
You punch him in the nose.
There you go.
Because you're getting abused, and you have to stop the violence from them. They're initiating the violence. And if you're caging people, all of these district attorneys that are trying to cage, they're trying to kidnap and imprison and cage humans for the act of politicking. No, that's aggressive. That's violence. So I'm not encouraging violence here, but he's like, oh, I don't want to be like them. Well, if you don't start indicting them, it's never going to stop. We've entered a dark, strange time, a post-constitutional phase. You better get like them, because they're coming for you. There's no hiding out. At first they came for the gypsies, but I wasn't a gypsy, so I said nothing. Blah, blah, blah. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. So I don't like his answer right off the bat. That is stupid, Vivek. Do you want to give me that clip so I can play it? I thought it would have loaded by now.
We'll try running it one more time.
Right. The real heart of the problem with Joe Biden.
Of course, the real problem is my internet connection.
I believe they're selling off our foreign policy to make money. And if that's proven in a court of law, they should be in prison probably for the rest of their life.
Oh, I think
but I don't.
So that's what I like. He's fearlessly putting this information out there.
I mean, it depends on. I don't want to be them, right? The real heart of the problem.
By the way, I don't like anybody.
Is that I believe they're selling off our foreign policy to make money.
Boom. And Aaron Rupar says that guy's such a phony. So he's deflecting because that's what he does.
I don't like anybody that says, I don't want to be like them. Right? Anybody that says right? No, wrong. I hate when people do that. I suppose it probably occasionally slips into my vernacular, my general standard chit-chat turn of phrase accidentally. But usually anytime, no, I don't want to become like them, right? No. Don't tell me that I'm agreeing with you because you just said right and nodded your head. That is such creepy, manipulative bullshit. I hate when someone says right. I didn't say right.
Right.
Don't attribute right to me. Now, wait a minute. I guess you do that a little bit, but yours are in between. Yours are non sequiturs. They're little standalone, right? More agreement. But it's like, if I said, now nobody likes eating eggs for breakfast, right? That's why I make sure that it's like, no, I didn't agree to that. No. I am not conceding the point just because you said nobody likes eggs, right? It's a little thing for me, but it's a super manipulative thing for me. I really dislike that.
I hear you. All right, so I put another clip on there. I'm going to have you run it. It's only less than a minute. But I loved what Vivek said about Ukraine. So he's doing all of the right things. I mean, this is like, Trump, almost.
Trumpian. And he was universally hated on that stage last night because he called them. I don't know what the clip's going to be, so let me shut up and see what we're going to play here. Pull this up. There we go. How do I big screen this? Don't play. Auto play. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. We need a producer. Oh, my goodness.
Elon, what's going on here?
I know. Okay, here we go.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not support an increase of funding to Ukraine.
I would not. And I think that this is disastrous, that we are protecting against an invasion across somebody else's border when we should use those same military resources to prevent across the invasion of our own southern border here in the United States of America.
Amen. Amen.
Into China's hands. The Russia-China alliance is the single greatest threat we face. And I find it offensive that we have professional politicians on the stage that will make a pilgrimage to Kyiv, to their Pope, Zelensky, without doing the same thing for people in Maui or the south side of Chicago or Kensington. I think that we have to put the interests of Americans first, secure our own border instead of somebody else's. And the reality is, this is also how we project strength by making America strong at home.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not
That was nice.
support an increase
That
of
was
funding to
beautiful, and it was great. Is watching the all the neocons up on the stage, like they couldn't wait to raise their hands so that they can promote themselves in the eyes of their deep state string pullers. It was disgusting, so that they can make their big their talking points, like how great it is that we're fighting a good fight in Ukraine.
Protect our own damn country. Protect our own damn border. This is the intentional Obama invasion policy. And if you don't turn every single state, there needs to be some sort of constitutional crisis. The Supreme Court needs to weigh in before the next election. They need to do something about voting. It has to be voter ID nationwide. You got 5-6 million extra people who don't belong here, did not go through the process. They're not vetted. They have no voting rights. None of these people should be able to slip through the cracks and cast a vote for anybody in the next election. I don't know how I feel about Vivek's pointing of the finger. He kind of does the finger thing. It's okay because this thing is it's so trash. It's so awful. That thumb thing, that Clinton thumb thing. I know nobody likes to get pointed at, so he points up. That's his. I like to watch the little nuances. I don't know how I feel about it. It's okay, but it's a little overdone. I think it's a little overdone. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so we played that one. Do we have any other clips before we bounce to some more? Because I know
No, it's got one quick agree to disagree, and we already know that one with on the debate. Good segue. Do you see it?
Well, which one do you want to go to? Here, I'll play the stinger. You pull up the next show. Here we go.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
I meant to say I'll play the stinger. You pull up the next clip. I said show, but anyway, I digress. Okay, so agree or disagree? Vivek and DeSantis are the only two candidates that understand their base.
I am going to agree, and that's another one. I love to just rip off headlines from the Federalist. DeSantis and Ramaswamy were the only GOP debaters who understood their base. So following the first primary debate, it's apparently two of them on stage seemed to understand the will of the Republican voters, whether it was domestic or foreign issues. Both candidates used the debate to articulate positions on significant topics that concern millions of everyday conservatives. So regarding U.S. foreign policy toward Russian-Ukraine war, for example, DeSantis and Ramaswamy were the only two on stage who raised their hands when the Fox News moderators asked which candidates would not support continuous U.S. funding to Ukraine, aligning them with the majority of Americans. And I'll give some kudos here to DeSantis for doing that, because a lot of his funders are these neocons, these warmongers. So he's doing the right thing, and they both said, yes, do something about the border and forget the U.S. funding to Ukraine. America should be first, and they're the new Republicans, and the rest of those guys are all the old guard.
Well, I'm going to disagree. Because I think the other candidates do understand their base. These people polling at 1% and 2%, their base really is just the military-industrial complex. It is the neocons that are universally hated by Democrats, independents, and Republicans alike. Republicans can't stand this they're done. They're done with the Bushies. They're done with they're done with it. There's no energy there for it. It's a donor class that's sitting up there. You got Raytheon, you got Honeywell, you got all the military industrial complex. Boo, we want war. No, I mean, not for me. No, not for my kid. Not for my nephew. No, I mean, for some other poor person, so we can get a trip we want to go to Hawaii. We want a vacation. And then the Bahamas. We have to sell these bombs or else we can't get this fancy house in a exclusive zip code. It's like, piss off. So I think these people do know their base. Just Christie's base doesn't exist. I loved how Vivek said to go see, what did they say? To go see their Pope in Kyiv. He called Zelensky the Obama-Biden puppet regime that was overthrown. What was that, 2014, 15, or 16? But when Obama-Biden overthrew Ukraine and put this puppet regime up with Zelensky, I love that Vivek called him their Pope. Oh, that's funny. Because you saw Chris Christie waddling around, and he's like, oh, wow, look at this guy. This is Zelensky. Oh, he's so inspiring. It's like,
he had nothing to say either. Yeah. he went over there and he saw some of the horrors of war and then automatically thinks that it's all Putin's fault and Russia's the aggressor. It's not intellectually honest. So yeah, he did go over there, yes, to bow to the Pope. And it's disgusting the way they do that.
You know what we did not discuss or put on the stack? The plane crash, the alleged plane crash. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but the head of the Wagner group, he had 2 planes, and his was allegedly the one that was downed. I don't know 72 hours. You got to figure out what's going on. Do we have any more info on that? Because that's a big story that we all expected he was going to go down. You just didn't know when he was going to get offed. He
Certainly
tried to leave.
Possibility. Yeah, you don't want to cross Putin because these sorts of things do happen.
Yeah, he's like a Clinton.
Right. Not that I'm standing up for him or that I'm pro-Putin, but I don't think we should be involved in this war over there. And I think NATO has reached over the line, and they haven't been in good faith with Putin. And if we weren't meddling around, he wouldn't be a threat over there. But it's a threat to national security, and he's finally reluctantly has to involve himself into Ukraine. But yes, he's got this leader out there of the Wagner group, a lot of them are like felons. So but they do a lot of the dirty work, going in and fighting these battles, trying to win their freedom or what have you. It's interesting how they do that. A lot of it with this ruthless the Chechens and all that. So they're doing some of the major fighting over there so that the regular soldiers and civilians don't have to. But he was a very popular leader. They said that he might have tried to organize some kind of a coup against Putin. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but that was pretty much dismissed and forgotten about in 24 hours.
And there's a lot of guessing and second guessing. There's a lot of subterfuge. There's a lot of, fog of war. Is it a crossing, a double crossing? Is it a triple crossing? Is it, they're putting a story out to get you thinking one way, but actually something. So a lot of these things, it's really hard to ascertain what's really happening and what's not. But we had another one here. Question for you. What about these lockdowns, Blake? Unless you had another thought on that, we have you.
No, I don't know if you're going to run a stinger or not. I know it's kind of lightning round. I got about 15 minutes left at the most.
Oh, you got 15 minutes? Then let's do a stinger.
Maybe
you make cool stingers.
All right.
There it is. That's that one reminds me of a Star Wars inspired. I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Star
Probably
Wars
is.
inspired. Okay, so Blake, agree or disagree that lockdowns need to come back to stop the spreading of new COVID variants? And before he answers, make sure you're following him on Twitter. He's at TV's Blake Walley, and the New American Media is at American_media_ on X, because X is, it's temporarily a place that we can do our thing. So follow us there. So what say you about this? We got to bring these masks back and lockdowns, to stop the spreading of these new COVID variants. Blake, agree or disagree?
Maybe I'll agree in select locations. How about just for the leftist blue cities and for DC? We'll lock them down. If they really want to bring that back, then they can do it themselves. No, that should not be applied for the rest of the people. We tried that once, and it was all in good faith. It was just a couple weeks. And then they really overreached. But I think it was all part of a grander plan, and that they want that. They want to go back to it. And
it wasn't good faith. It wasn't good faith. It was a coordinated plan from the beginning. Hey, it's like, hey baby, is it okay? Is it all right if I can I just crash on your couch? You're getting raped at 3 a.m. You're like, oh my God, how did this happen? It's like you opened your door and you let the creep in. Never 13 days to slow this, 14 days to slow the spread. You're seeing it all over now. God, these bumper stickers of Alex Jones was right. I guess he wasn't the first one to say it, although he did kind of blow the whistle on what he was told by, what was it, FAA people with the airplanes and whatnot. But
TSA,
all of the news kind of broke last week. And it's like, are we really going to try to push this again? Well, yeah, the Democrats have nothing. They have nothing going for them. Their plans to ruin this country have been completely exposed. I'm waiting for justice. I'm waiting for retribution legally. I'm waiting for vengeance legally, in the legal system, legally, peacefully.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they have nothing going for them. So are they really going to try the same playbook again? Are they going to be that stupid? And are people really going to comply with
That's
it? No.
stupid. Survival. Yeah, no, they need to have this. They need to control that narrative again. They need to be right again. This is humiliating for them that the vaccines didn't have that the lockdowns didn't have the effect. I got to be careful here. I got to know because that YouTube is extremely heavy-handed now when it comes to these sensitive medical issues.
Visit cdc.gov/vaccine for specific information regarding vaccine-related medical claims and political implications for countervailing views. It's rolling across the bottom of our fucking ticker, Blake. What more do you want? You want us to put a little disclaimer? It's nonstop running at the bottom of our fucking screen. I would like to get that real estate back. That's like 8% of our screen, but it's there consistently because of you idiots trying to tell us what we may and may not discuss. On the New American Media, we discuss everything. You can agree to disagree, but we have to have a mostly civil conversation about it. There's no mandates. There's no heavy-handed bullshit. It just have a conversation. You want your countervailing views? Have at it. Anyway, sorry, but you're right. You're right, Nick. I'm just so frustrated by it.
No, that's the way it should be, but now it's not YouTube anymore. It's not what it used to be, where it's set up for all of us. And now it's like, now it's run by big pharma or big tech or the government or all these other big channels. But it's also, I guess they're controlling the NFL network now. They're doing the what is it, the NFL package now? I mean, why are they getting involved in all this? It doesn't make any sense. So now they're just becoming regular TV.
Hey, Blake, I gotta say, I'm considering giving YouTube some of my money for the first time ever since they demonetized my channel. They're still trying to get it back, but
NFL
season I don't want to. NFL season pass. I don't want to drill a hole in my roof and deal with a satellite dish just to watch a couple of damn games on Sunday. It's 2023. Sell me Coca-Cola, sell me Miller Lite beer, sell me a Ford truck. You're going to sell me the same shit with the same commercials anyway. Let me watch it. If I want to watch the Vikings or the Browns, what difference at this point does it make? To borrow a phrase from Hillary Rodham Clinton or Hillary Rotten Clinton. So you shared this with me. Are lockdowns coming back? This is from Town Hall.
Well, there's a video in there. There's the video right there. I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to run it, but that's
let me play it here. Let me.
All right, here we go. It's not over.
How long? Loading an ad. Oh, come on, for fork's sake.
Yeah, it's Town Hall. I could try running it, just it might not work. Hello, Katie. Here, how about while you get to that, I will pull up the another story.
I can skip it. Here we go. I can.
Oh, for now, just let it run until we get the ad.
We know that. A lot of what you're seeing as attacks on.
There we go.
First of all, we are not done with COVID. We know
We're
that.
done with you.
A lot of what you're seeing as attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
You aren't science.
All of the things that I have spoken about consistently from the very beginning have been fundamentally based on science. So if you are trying to get at me, you're really attacking not only Dr. Anthony Fauci, you're attacking science.
This is a horror. The lockdowns didn't save any lives.
I'm sorry. He's still making $350,000 even now that he's not working there? Is that what that just
probably
said? Oh my God.
They damaged our children and we lost a year or two of education and some of these kids will never catch up again. This was a fallacy promoted by Tony Fauci and the establishment of government, and it was wrong. It didn't save any lives and we should never do it again.
So look, we've been very clear about this. These attacks, these personal attacks.
By the way, anytime she says we've been very clear, they've never been clear, and she's about to lie.
Attacks that we have been seeing are dangerous on Dr. Fauci and other public health professionals as well. They are disgusting and they are divorced from reality.
You have to do something that's rather draconian. And sometimes when you do draconian things, it has collateral negative consequences.
I'm envisioning him on Judgment Day. I'm envisioning him on trial in a cell until he meets his fate legally. I see this guy. Anyway.
I wear a mask to school. I wear a mask to school. Hi ho the Jerry.
Oh my God. Gross.
Speaking on behalf of millions of American parents, I have 4 at home. I teach them at home. My wife had to teach them at home. I am stunned at what you have said this week about your claiming to have wanted to reopen schools. I think you'll find that most parents believe you were the tip of the spear of school closures. There are numerous statements you made over the summer of 20, scaring people to death about the possibility of opening schools. And I hear no remorse whatsoever about the generational damage that's been done to these guys. I have 2 kids with learning differences. Do you know how hard it is for them to learn at home and not in a classroom that was designed for them? And for you to sit in front of Congress and the American people and say, oh, I wanted to open them the whole time. I am shocked. I'm stunned.
We play politics with kids' faces by placing restrictive fabric over their noses and mouths that the CDC itself has said don't do anything, and it's for their safety. This is asinine. This is blatant political theater, and it needs to end.
You know, I don't think we're ever going to be able to determine what the right balance is. I think the restrictions, if you want to use that word, which I tend to shy away from, lockdown, there's certainly prevented a lot of infections, prevented a lot of hospitalizations, and prevented a lot of deaths. There's no doubt about that.
Did forcing 2-year-olds to wear masks save lives?
Do what now?
Did forcing 2-year-olds to wear masks save lives?
Did families benefit from the policy of using all protection, all precautions to avoid...
No, I'm not asking you to rephrase my
yes.
question as some abstract question you'd rather answer. I'm asking that you, as the person who's the Secretary of Health and Human Services, right now, can you point to any evidence that there was a public health benefit to forcing young children to wear masks?
Well, the fact that today we are not losing lives the way we lost them when we first got into this pandemic...
And you think that's because we forced 2-year-olds to wear masks?
The greatest perpetrator of misinformation during the pandemic has been the United States government. That COVID was spread through surface transmission, that vaccinated immunity was far greater than natural immunity, that masks were effective. Over and over again, we've seen something that goes far beyond using your best judgment with the information at hand. We've seen something which is unforgivable, and that is the weaponization of medical research. The data has now caught up in giant systematic reviews. Public health officials were intellectually dishonest. They lied to the American people.
Absolutely they did. And had they allowed ivermectin to be used, a lot of people would still be alive right now. Their lies should have consequences. They should be brought up on charges. They should be... Where are the indictments for Fauci? You're telling me a state attorney general can't go arrest Anthony Fauci right now for blocking cures, for blocking potential remedies such as hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin that they just now have come out and said, you know, doctors can prescribe this. We never said they couldn't, even though the FDA said they couldn't. Come on, y'all. You're not horses. Seriously, stop it. They lied. Who will indict Fauci? Is there no justice? Is there any damn hope here? These people are going to keep doing this crap if they're not held accountable. Yes, Vivek, we must become like them. You know why? They're coming after all of us. President Trump says that all the time. They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just in the way. And that's one of the most powerful statements he has in his arsenal for the 2024 reelection.
Yeah, absolutely. But they are going to try to bring this back. And as the Babylon Bee nailed it again, CDC announcing the deadly new COVID variant. It's called Election Euricron.
What is it?
It's called Election Euricron. So we all know that they got to get this ready to go, amp up the fear again this fall, and then they're going to really go into overdrive next year, so they can prevent. I guess they're going to do something with the election, so people can either vote from home or vote for mail.
Yeah, no mail-in ballots, no mail-in ballots at all. But
you're going to risk the deadly pandemic, Brian. If people are going to be super spreader.
Yeah, it's super easy. You have a box, you walk up to the box, you set it in the box. Only one person walks to the box at a time. Shut up. Just paper ballots, no mail-in ballots, no drop boxes. Period. Kenneth is saying, Lord, don't let them try that again. And he says, where are the mainstream media arrests? And yes, this should be a Nuremberg 2.0 trial, and the media is just as complicit as Fauci and Obama, Biden, and all the other creeps that have been pushing this stuff. So final thought here, Blake, and you got to go. Our buddy Ford is down there in Georgia, but he posted something interesting about some climate activists blocking traffic again. It's one of their biggest stunts. Do you agree or disagree that standing in the street and blocking traffic is a great way to fight climate change? It was on News to Share, filmed by Ford Fisher, I believe. I don't know if he bought that or filmed it, but it's on News to Share site. Go check it out. But agree or disagree with this tactic? Is it a great way to fight climate change?
I am going to say no. It really pisses a lot of people off, and there's really not a lot of science or substance behind what they're actually doing. Their heart might be in the right place, but they are not using their brains at all. Going out and blocking traffic, some of them gluing themselves to walls or floors or streets or what have you. It's really getting disruptive, and I don't think it's changing any hearts or minds. I haven't seen any of the drivers in any of these videos ever say, yeah, you know what, you're right. Let's make a stand right here and we won't go to work. We'll just stay here and everybody hold hands, do kumbaya, and then somehow we're going to, get rid of cars and stop burning fossil fuels, and then all of a sudden the world temperature is going to drop 2 degrees into a perfectly safe temperate zone, and we're all going to live happily ever after. It's totally BS. I
feel so sorry for the people that have done that damage.
So I don't know if I'm going to be, again, it's going to stop running it while I'm on the live stream. The internet can only handle so much. There's only so much data that I can shove into that Starlink satellite and run the broadcast. But yes, this lady had it with these people and went and did something, and then they had to unglue this guy's hand. It's just stupid. I want to talk to these people. Do they have anything of substance to say?
The one guy said, this is not how you do it. This is how you get killed. Well, we're all going to get killed if we don't stop climate change. It's like, it's like the Homer Simpson with Bart. It's like, you little... It's like, oh my gosh, these people, it is right out of Central Casting. Who's abused these people? Who has brainwashed these people? It's just
left-wing media.
Well, I think
it's
the
Obama.
Teachers too. I think it's the teachers union.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this starts and stops with the teachers unions. And of course the lying legacy media. Yeah.
Yeah. So good coverage by Ford. And yes, he is in Atlanta getting the circus. So that should be exciting. Oh, that's right behind me too. And that's my background.
Oh,
for today.
thank you. Okay. Well, one of these days I might.
If anybody was wondering,
I'm gonna
get Atlanta. One of these days, I'll get your green screen working, Brian.
Yeah. Well, we're on what, a month or two? I tried it and I just gave up. I don't know, but okay. Well, yeah. Go check out Ford. He's at News to Share, the number 2 News to Share. We tried to get him on today, but he's busy. I just said, well, if it happens to be after 3:00, maybe he could jump in, but he's probably still filming. I still haven't seen a real Trump photo yet. I don't know that it's occurred yet, what have you, but yeah, I'm very interested in the dynamic, very interested in the dynamic of what Dan Bongino said. Go there and say, all right, we're shutting this whole wing down. You bring in 1 million Secret Service members and say, look at me. I am the prison now. And it's like, all right, you guys go home. We're in charge. We are in charge of this whole wing. You want crazy? Let's go crazy. He could have $200,000 for a bail. Why? Why not go spend at least one day and make that the number 1 news cycle and then bail yourself out the next day? You could do 24 hours with nonstop Secret Service, right? It'd be a hell of a stunt. It's a ballsy move, but I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, so we'll see. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get a resolution on this broadcast today, but we definitely will by next week. So I'll look forward to following up on that. Whatever else crazy stuff is going on in the news.
And I believe you tweeted that out, the News to Share one with them blocking the road, right? That's on your Twitter at TV's Blake Walley, at TV's Blake Walley, at TV's Blake
people
Walley.
should probably follow it on Ford Fisher. I don't know if I've retweeted it, but I do have it liked, and I did want to cover it on the show.
Yeah, News to Share, right? At News, the number 2 Share. That's his Twitter handle. So yeah, follow that and follow Blake.
No, it's just Ford Fisher.
Oh, at FORDFISCHER. Got it.
Correct.
Yeah. So follow them, follow Blake, follow us at American_media_. Yeah. The lady that gets out of her car and, she has to, what are the options? You run these people over. That's probably not advised. or you got to manhandle them and get them out of the way so the vehicle can move without killing them, because violence should be not an option that's chosen first ever. But she's our spirit animal. This lady, I want to sample her voice and turn it into like a banger song, like turn it into like a techno drop, like it's an EDM or like a house thing.
They got some good meme videos.
Yes.
It could be done.
But she's great. She's like, get out of the, I got a job to go to, get the, like, she's awesome. That lady just has had enough. You can protest whatever you want, but you don't have the right to impede upon somebody else's freedom to come and go. I'm completely against that. So
exactly.
Bravo for catching that, and bravo on that lady. She's my new hero, my heroine.
All right, Brian. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much. I look forward to doing it all again next week.
Yes, sir.
Epic news cycle. So stay tuned. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Blake. And once again, please go ahead and check out all of our stuff, thenewamericanmedia.com. I'm getting ready to get a new a new intro for the New American Media. It's pretty cool. Been developing it over the past few weeks, and it's getting really close. So yeah, I'm going to do some updates on the website, thenewamericanmedia.com. But follow us on Truth Social, The New American Media, Rumble, The New American Media, Spotify, The Agree to Disagree Show, youtube.com/The New American Media. We have like 1,300 videos over 12 years. Go ahead and sign up for that, subscribe, and watch some content. Yeah, watch some of these old videos. We got so many interesting things over the years, and we're trying to boost our viewing numbers so we can become monetized again. We were, but when all of our sites started getting shut down, we just kind of stopped wasting our time and energy making original content, because it takes a lot of energy to study these things, to have an idea. Why would we do a show if we don't know what we're talking about? It takes hours to research this shit. It is not particularly fun. I mean, Blake said it over and over. He's like, part of me wishes I never got involved in this crap. But it's like, once you take the blue pill, or the red pill rather, and you pass on the blue pill, there's no going back. The eggs are scrambled. We're done. We're in. But it takes up a lot of our hours. So it'd be nice if we could be monetized and make some money to cover, our time is worth something. If we're giving you a quality product, we appreciate the support. So all that being said, 1,300 videos on YouTube, maybe let some of them play, hey, maybe just press play and then go clean either you listen to it or don't, but just press play on some stuff. It'll boost the numbers. We're trying to get back up to the point where we used to be. Anyway, also Facebook, it's a private group. Do quotation marks, capital T, capital N, capital A, capital M, comma, S, so TNAMS, lowercase s, parentheses, The Agree to Disagree Show, capital T, capital A, capital D, capital S. I think I did that right. If you type that exactly, you might be able to find our private group. It's called the Agree to Disagree Show, and it's awesome. We stay very active in that group, and when we haven't been creating a lot of original content on YouTube, we have been doing it on Facebook, sharing the most important stories. So if you find that group, welcome. We've kept it private for a reason, and we still cover some really interesting stuff. Good. We're starting to get back into Instagram as well. So Instagram.com/The New American Media. Telegram, search for TNAM and TNAM Chat. Same on Signal, I believe. TNAM Official. Oh yeah, we also have a TNAM Official on Instagram. So 2 Instagram channels. But yeah, we're just trying to connect with everybody. Kenneth, what do you mean, Kenneth? You're still awaiting Facebook approval? Hang on, I'm going to do this right now. Are you sure that you, because I don't see Kenneth in the group here. He's telling me that he's tried to join. Kenneth, what's your name? How do I search you? Kenneth May? Is that you, Kenneth May? No. Kenneth Sell? I got 2 Kenneths in the group, because it's not showing me. Total members. I guess it still has this based in Los Angeles. Oh, those are good times. Created about 8 years ago. Members, see all. See, but I was on this page already. What? What is this? I'm trying to find you. Okay. Member requests. Okay, hang on. Let me. Oh, hold on a second here. This is cool. I'd like to welcome a couple people into the group. If you, Dreamer Ultra and Ken, check this out. Okay, cool. Hey, so I thought these, because I have other administrators, so I just assumed they would have let you in the group. Okay, Dreamer Ultra. Yep. How did you find this private group, and for what reasons do you wish to join? He says he watches the YouTube show with Blake and Brian. Approve. Welcome. Here we go. Ken Blue. Ken. Yes, I don't know. Should I say your last name? All right. How did you find the show? Friend of Brian show, a.k.a. Kenneth B. Approve. My boyfriend sent it to me. He has good ideas. Oh, okay. I know this person. I'll let that person. I apologize. Who's her husband? All these people are. I don't know this guy. Do I? Wife sent to me. Who's your wife? You don't look like you have a wife. No, I'm just kidding. That's mean. A friend suggested it. One group in common. Yeah, see, I like some of these. Oh, he was invited by that person. Okay, I'll let him in. Okay, invited, good. Oh, wow, I'm sorry to everybody who's been sitting here waiting to join the group. I'm so sorry. I thought I would have an alert. I'm on this damn site all day. Why doesn't it give me a thing? So-and-so requested to join the group. Would you like to bring him in or not? Okay. I just let like 10 people in. All right. That's awesome. Cool. I'm just going to say welcome new members. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, we're so active on the Agree to Disagree show. Private Facebook group, non-stop activity. It's just so easy to catch things and share them. And when you share them, it shows the highlight and the headline. You share something from Twitter and it just shows you a dumb guy's profile. It doesn't give you a tagline of what the article's about. It doesn't show you the main picture from the article. It's like Twitter's share function or the X share function is really lacking. Just do what Facebook does there. Just do it like that. I would share so much more content from Twitter X if that's how it showed up. Instead, it's like it's a zoomed in, granulated picture of some guy's face with a hat. And it's like that doesn't tell me the story about the situation in Missouri. That's what we're all looking for. Like it should show Missouri situation causes whatever, comma, ... All right, cool. You guys are in now. Zucked over. Flagged by FBI. Cool beans. Yes. Okay, so welcome, Dreamer and Kenneth, and everybody else. Join us in all the things. I'm going to go for now and get back to all the regularly scheduled activities. But what an interesting day. Vivek came to play, but can he be trusted? I don't know. That's why it's important to vet somebody. Nobody's been more thoroughly vetted in American political history than Donald John Trump. And the lengths that these people will go to ruin him just makes me want to vote for him even harder. I'm going to vote for you harder. I'm going to vote for you even more. Anyway, that's how I see it. But what an interesting couple of days. I can only imagine what's going to happen by the time we talk next. So I'm going to sign out for now. Yes, thank you all for joining. Thank you for saying it's a good show. And yes, if you want to see countervailing views, look, I just want to reiterate what, I remember Glenn Beck said it all the time. Don't trust me. Don't take my word for anything. Never. Always consider what I say and then go look at it. Go read the articles. Go find the story and do your own research. And there's the Thomas Jefferson quote that Beck would always reference, I believe. He said about God, Thomas Jefferson, or was it Ben Franklin? Am I going to screw this up? But it says, Now all that's in my head is, ask not what your country can do for you. It's like the Living Color quote in that song. Cult of Personality. No, it's like, oh, doggone it. I'm going to look it up. It's blindfolded faith. What is it? There we go. That's what I just needed, the first word to it, and I would have been able to get it. Question with boldness, even the existence of God, because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. Question everything, friends. So go to see all the things on cdc.gov/vaccine, CISA.gov, or WHO. What does it say? WHO. Something weird. What the hell is that one? WHO. Where is that? I put it in here. I don't see it now. Doggone it. I'll fix it in post. But yeah, go visit all the countervailing sites. Believe whatever you want to believe. Do your own research. There's no official anybody with anything. Fauci saying, I am the science. You attack me, you're attacking science. It's like, no, jerk. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You know, just like a pastor doesn't have God flowing through him. You question me, you're questioning God as they're diddling little boys. It's like, no, don't play that game. Don't play that power trip game. If what you say stands up to investigation, then the thing you said has merit. It's never just about trusting somebody. Never trust us. Trust yourself to go do additional research and figure out what you believe. Don't ever believe someone that says, I am the only way. I'm the only answer. I have all of the truth, and anybody who disagrees with me is wrong. That is so manipulative. That is so, it's like a bad relationship. You know, it's what do they say? Stockholm syndrome. When you're captive, you're captured by somebody, and they just manipulate your brain, and they scramble your innards, and then you start feeling compassion and sorrow for your captors. It's like, no, man, keep perspective on this. Don't let somebody gaslight you and manipulate you into all sorts of creepy stuff. Just do your own research. But yeah, I'm going to add that. It's WHO. Doggone it. What is it? WHO. I don't freaking know what it is. I just looked it up and I just edited. INT. I guess it's WHO international? Intentional? I don't know. Regardless, I'm going to type that in there. I appreciate all of you for watching. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Peace.